Welcome to this yearly video in which I showcase my whole model airplane collection. Before we start, I want to thank every single one of you for the support on the channel the last year. The video about the Microsoft Flight Simulator Realism really blew up and got over 150,000 views. And the shorts with the model aircraft departing and landing on the airport are going wild as well, which is really awesome to see and very motivating for me to create more content. So I want to thank you guys for that. But getting more into the video, I started collecting model aircraft around 3.5 years ago in February of 2019, and I saw an Instagram post somewhere and I immediately thought, I need to have this, I'm gonna start building one myself. So I started collecting 1 to 500 scale models, but then I moved to the 1 to 400 scale models at the end of April 2021, as I believe they are a bit more detailed and bigger. And as you can see right now, I've got quite a big collection. There are even models here in a drawer in the box because I don't have space to put them. But for the sake of this video, I'm gonna put them all onto my airport and introduce you to every single model I have in my collection. And during the recording of this video, I came across a few models about which I thought, wow, I haven't seen you in a very long time, but it's nice meeting you again. Because in 2023, my collection covers 68 models in total. And that's not very much more compared to last year. And that's because the models keep increasing in price and I'm just not finding it fun anymore to buy a new models. So I am always on the lookout on the second-hand market for some great bargains. But enough talking, here you can see a big pile of boxes I have made because I have taken every single model I have and put them on my airport. And as you can see, it's a mess right here. But now it's all sorted. And doesn't that look amazing? All those models lined up. So this right here is all the models I have bought in the last 2.5 years since I started collecting 1 to 400 scale. And let's just start with the first ones, which are the narrow body models. Starting off Dutch because I'm a Dutchie myself with a KLM 737. And moving on to an ERJ 190 from KLM Cityhopper. And next to that is a Transavia Boeing 737 with Scrimminar winglets. And this is a Peter Pan Transavia 737. And this is another Transavia 737 in a normal livery without the Scrimminar winglets. This is a Sunwing 737. And here we have a British Airways A321. Next to that is a Turkish Airlines 737. And here is a Jet2 Airlines really low fares 737, and another really low fare airline is a Ryanair 737 and an EasyJet A321neo. Here is an Aer Lingus A320. This is one of the first 1 to 400 scale models I got, and this I really love this one, an A321 from Swiss. And here another A321 with the winglets from Vueling. This is an A320 from SAS. And the last narrow body is this 757 Iceland Air in the beautiful Northern Lights livery. So that is it for all the narrow body aircraft I have. All of them are very European, so I wish to add a few American or Asian narrow body models in the future. Let's now move on to the wide body models, starting Dutch again with the KLM 100 Years Dreamliner, and next to that is another Dreamliner from KLM. And this is the 777-300 from KLM. And here another very special 777-300, the Orange Pride livery. This is one of my favorite models I have in my collection. And this is a KLM A330 in the normal livery without the 100 years marking. And here's a TUI 787-8 Dreamliner. Next to that is a Air Berlin A330 in the One World livery. And here is a Norwegian 787. Here are actually two Norwegian 787s. They are absolutely 100% the same. And I own them both because I just love Norwegian and their red nose livery. I think they're amazing. Here is an Envelope A350. And next to that is a Wow Air A330 in the beautiful pink livery. Moving on to the Americans. Here is a Delta 777-200. And next to that is a Delta Airlines A350-900, I believe. Then a United 787-8 and an American Airlines 777-300. And here are two Canadian birds left. We have a 777-200 from Air Canada And on the right we have a 787. I think it's Dash 8. I wish to add an Air Canada new livery in the future and also an A330neo from Delta. I think they're both amazing. Moving on to the Asian and Middle Eastern birds, we've got a few Etihads up ahead. This is the 787 in a normal livery. Then this is a 787 in the Visit the USA livery. And here is the 787 Greenliner in the green bluish livery. And another 787 from Etihad in the Manchester City livery. Here are once again two identical aircraft, at least you think so, but they're actually not identical. This is the A340 Abu Dhabi Formula 1 Grand Prix 2015 and this is the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix 2009. And also the manufacturer is different, but they look quite the same and I both love them. Here a really special one, the only A380 I own, Emirates, with the England 2015 Rugby World Cup on it. And here an Emirates 777-300. I wish to add more Emirates aircraft to my collection. Here is a Qatar A350-1000 in the One World livery. And another Qatar in the standard livery. And it's pretty dusty. And it's a 777-300. And this is an African bird, South African, the only African bird I own, an A350. I wish to add Ethiopian and even more because those color schemes are amazing. But talking about amazing color schemes, you can't forget this Air Tahiti Nui 787. Up next are these Eastern Asian birds, starting with the China Southern 787, a really colorful blue livery. And next is this Thai Airways A350. And moving on, this Malaysia Airlines One World livery. And you seem to be really a big fan of this model in the takeoff and landing videos. And here's a Junjiao Air Boeing 787, I hope I pronounce it well, with these colorful flowers on the back. And next is this Air China, Smiling China, special livery 777. It's a bit dusty, but the livery is awesome, I believe. And here's the EVA Air Boeing 787, and this is the only model I have which has its flaps down. I hope you can spot the flaps down through all the dust, but I wish to add more of those models in the future. And here is a Singapore Airlines Boeing 787-10. This is the 1000th Boeing 787. And here last is a Cathay Pacific A350. And that's it for all the passenger models I have. And even though there are a lot of models, I still have a lot of models on my wishlist because I don't own any South American models and I also only own one African model, so I really wish to add more of those. Up next I want to show you all the cargo models I have, and even though the cargo section is still not finished, I want to show all the models I've got, starting with this FedEx Express Boeing 777 freighter. And next to that is a DHL A330 freighter, and as you can see it's converted because it still has its windows. And moving on, we go to the Queen of the Skies, this beautiful blue KLM Royal Dutch Airlines cargo. Man, I love this model, it's amazing, the colors, look at its shine, it's a really stunning model. And next is this Etihad cargo, also a very shiny gold model 777 freighter, another one I really love. This is another DHL 767, but it has the Kalita Air on it and it's also unconverted. And this is a UPS Worldwide Services Boeing 767 with the awesome winglets. Moving on to another UPS, but this one is way more beautiful. This is the Queen of the Skies Boeing 747-400 freighter. Absolutely stunning aircraft. And next is this Airbridge cargo Boeing 747-8. You can see it's a Dash 8 because it has the sharp edges on the end of the engines. And moving on, we have another 747-8 freighter, but this one is from Cargolux, and the fun thing about this is that it can actually open its nose and cargo doors, which you can see in these photos. And my last cargo model is this MD-11 freighter from Western Global. This is the only MD-11 I have, and I think it looks great and I wish to add more. So that's it for all the cargo models I have. Still a lot on the wish list, but also a lot of great aircraft I already have in my collection. Last is the military section, and here you can see it. It's all the way in the corner of my airport, and there needs to be a lot of work to be done until that's finished, like the trees being put up right, and I want to build a hangar. But I already have some models, starting with this US Air Force B-1B Lancer from Gemini Jets. It's also quite dusty, but it has this really cool feature, and it can actually fold its wings, as you can see over here. This is a really cool feature, Gemini included. And next is this Royal Australian Air Force C-17 Globemaster. And moving on, we've got this French Air Force Airbus A400M with these awesome rotors. This is a very, very high detailed model. Moving on with this US Air Force KC-135R Stratotanker, and this aircraft is capable of refueling other jets whilst flying in the air. And my last military model is this Royal Dutch Air Force A330 MRTT. This is a model by Aviation 400, and this is so incredibly detailed. This is without doubt the most detailed model I have. But that's it for the military models. I don't have many, but the military section isn't big either, and I'm not really a fan of military jets. But that's it for this video. These are all the models I have in my collection. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what aircraft / model you like the most, and which model I should add to my collection, because I believe there is still a lot missing and this collection is far from done. So thank you guys for watching. Please consider to subscribe and like this video, because I've put quite a lot of time into this one, and see you at the next one.